Ladies and gentlemen, Victor Davis Hanson is back with some more commentary on the current situation here in the U.S., Middle East. It's about to crack down. I'm the Traveling Clat, your favorite white colonizer. Let's take a look at this clip.
Hello, this is Victor Davis Hanson for the Daily Signal. Just recently, the Houthis, that is the terrorist organization that controls half of Yemen and has been hit hard by the United States for its interruption of maritime commerce in the Red Sea and its serial attacks on Israel, has been, I guess you would say, neutered. Its port facilities, its airport, a lot of its missile depots, its command and control have all been neutralized, but yet here they are with a vestigial force. They just sent a missile, not just into Israel, but into Israel's International Ben Gurion Airport. It almost hit one of the terminals. Didn't kill anybody, but it made a huge crater right on the periphery of the airport grounds. And for some reason, it was not intercepted by Israel's tripartite missile defense system. Let me add another incident. Just recently, almost at the same time, 4 more terrorists were arrested in the United Kingdom for organizing Iranian-inspired terror against citizens of Britain. And of course, we remember that Iran was involved in an effort to assassinate Donald Trump. What am I getting at is we're right in the middle of negotiations with Iran. Donald Trump feels that they are historically vulnerable. The Assad regime, their lifeline to the Arab world is gone, kaput, vanished. They can't use the Damascus airport to airlift weapons for Hezbollah. Hezbollah has been reduced dramatically in its effectiveness. Hamas is, I don't know what you'd call Hamas, it's living underground among the rubble of Gaza. And then, of course, the Houthis, as I mentioned, have been attacked. Israel has demonstrated that it can penetrate at will the supposedly formidable air defenses of Iran. The United States, in addition, is building up its strategic bombing force, Diego Garcia and areas, that can reach Iran with the capability of dropping these 20 to 30,000 pound bunker busters. We have 2 carriers that will soon be assembled near there. What am I getting at again? The pressure is all on Iran, militarily, diplomatically, economically, socially, culturally. What do I mean by that? Culturally, there is about 30 to 40% of the country are non-Farsi Persian speakers, and they're very restive, angry, power outages. The regime is unpopular. It's diverted billions of dollars to these terrorist appendages that now didn't pay off, that they're defunct. And so Donald Trump thinks that he, with this maximum pressure, putting this crushing oil embargo, which, by the way, Joe Biden lifted, that he can bring them to negotiations one last time.
Yep.
Personally, I don't think he can. Nothing that regime has ever said is accurate. Nobody in the MAGA movement wants an optional war in the Middle East, but they will have nuclear weapons perhaps in a year.
Probably sooner.
So what is the likely scenario? The likely scenario is they will lose face if they negotiate away their nuclear weapons. That is the only lever they have over Western powers now that their terrorist children are all gone. So I don't think they're going to make a deal. They're going to delay, lie, use the Houthis, and they are playing with fire. Because once Donald Trump gives them an opportunity for a peaceful way out of their dilemma, that is, they can negotiate an end to their nuclear program, they don't need nuclear power. They have the 4th largest fossil fuel reserves in the world. They have enough energy for themselves and for export for endless amount of time. And yet they still are working on this nuclear project, not for peaceful energy generation, but to have a nuclear deterrent. And so what we should look for in the next few months is that an exasperated Trump administration will finally throw up its hand and say, you can't deal with these people, but they're not going to get a nuclear weapon. At that point, one of 2 things will happen. I should say one of three things. Israel will hit back because of the Houthis' attack on its airport, and that could come sooner or later, or the United States will intervene. I don't think it'll intervene on its own, or there will be a joint Israeli-American operation. But by the end of the year, I don't think Iran will have a nuclear deterrent. And then we're going to be watching a mystery unfold. If it should be hit, and if it should lose its nuclear potential, what will be the reaction of the Iranian people? Will they be angry that their national sovereignty has been attacked? Or will they be delighted that this 50-year hated regime is now gone and they don't have to spend money on these Arab terrorist groups that have brought them no profit? That'll be something to see, and I think we'll see it at the end of the year. Thank you very much. It's Victor Davis.
This clip's a little bit old. Not too old. It's about a week old or so. So since then, Israel did fire back at the Houthis in Yemen. That airport was pretty much destroyed. But also another development. Yesterday, elections were held in southern Lebanon for the first time in a long time. And Hezbollah won an overarching majority of the votes. So a majority of the people of southern Lebanon are pretty radical in their support of Hezbollah as a terrorist group, as a governing force. So, yes, while Hezbollah is pretty much defunct at the moment, they can't really fight back against Israel. I mean, we've been bombing them at our will whenever we want to kill additional terrorists that prop up or Hezbollah leaders that pop up. Victor Davis Hanson is absolutely correct in the idea that Iran's investment in the terrorist infrastructure of the Middle East has not been profitable to them. It's not been profitable to the Iranian people. And the IRGC is losing face by doing negotiations with America. I also agree with his assessment that most likely Iran is not going to be able to come to the table with America fully and come to some sort of fruitful negotiation. I think we are looking at it really just ends up depending on Trump if he actually wants to hit them. And that's to be seen if he actually wants to hit them or not. I'm still not sure 100% if he does. But if he does want to hit them, it'll be probably the end of the IRGC. We may see a pretty bloody war in the Middle East, but it'll probably be the fall of the IRGC. But I think we are looking at a reality. I don't really think there's a way for the U.S. to fully negotiate with Iran. And I don't see Trump locking us back into a JCPOA type deal. I don't know. He may. But I just don't see it. And I think the Iranians keep using this inflammatory rhetoric when talking about the U.S., when talking about Israel, when talking about the West. I just don't see it. I don't see Trump being able to walk away with this without hitting them. Sorry, I have something kind of stuck in my eye. It's been like this all morning. Anyways, I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments down below. Do help us by subscribing to the channel, and I will see you in the next video. I love you a long time. Goodbye, class. If you believe in my content and want to support me, just know your help is needed. There's a bunch of great ways to support me, being PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, or joining my Patreon community down below. Patreon is the best way to support my channel, and you'll get a bunch of cool perks depending on what tier you join. Another great way to support me is by buying my merchandise on thetravelingclat.com. I regularly drop new merch designs like this beautiful hat, or this amazing shirt, where you can support the channel and get something cool for yourself. I also have an amazing Discord community with people from all over the world. Thank you so much for your support.